Hi guys, welcome back, or if you're new here, welcome to my channel. If this is the first video of mine that you're watching, then welcome. My name is Jade. I'm a first-time mum to this nearly 16-month-old girl called Alula, and I'm currently pregnant with baby number 2. I am 11 weeks. Nearly 12 weeks. I'm 12 weeks in 2 days. So 11 weeks and 5 days pregnant today. I am also a pre and postnatal qualified personal trainer, and today I thought I would take you to the gym with me to show you a workout that I'm going to be doing in my first trimester. I'm currently having online coaching with Mama Stay Fit. If you don't know who Mama Stay Fit is, then I highly recommend following them on Instagram if you are pregnant. They are a wealth of knowledge. They are so helpful, and that's the reason I'm doing their online program, because I'm learning so much from them. And even personal trainers need personal trainers, you know. I just find that following someone else's program helps to motivate me a little bit more. It helps to actually get me to the gym, because if I was just following my own program, I would find it really easy to just slack off, and it just helps keep me a little bit more motivated having another program to follow. So yeah, I'm going to take you with me to the gym today. The Mama Stay Fit online program is 4 times a week, so it's an upper lower split twice, so it's 4 times a week. And honestly, I've been finding that really hard in my first trimester, just because of the sickness and the tiredness. This week especially, if you watch my 11-week update, I've had a really rubbish week. Alula's not been sleeping. I've been so tired. I have managed to do 1 lower body and 1 upper body workout. Today is Friday, and I should have done lower yesterday and upper today, but I'm gonna merge my lower and upper body together because I want to give myself the weekend off, because I really need to wash this disgusting hair for starters, and I just want to have a little bit of like a self-care weekend and just, yeah, spend a little bit of time on me this weekend. So I want to give myself the weekend off. So I'm going to be merging my lower and upper body workouts together to do a full body workout. Obviously I'm not going to be doing all of the exercises listed, because that would be way too much. That would be a huge workout, but I'm gonna pick the exercises that I enjoy, because that will make it easier for me to do the workout. That's a really good tip in pregnancy, is do the things that you enjoy, because, you know, doing something that you don't enjoy is so much harder to do. But also the things that I need to do, so things that are going to be working my posterior chain, because in pregnancy we become very rounded forward, we get a big bump, everything comes forward, so we need to work the back of the body to improve posture and things like that. So I'm going to be focusing a lot on the posterior chain, particularly the glutes, because your glutes are very important. Obviously core stuff. I'm going to try and get some single leg movement in there, because I'm feeling pretty unstable in the pelvis and my balance is shocking. And then just making sure that I get an upper body push, an upper body pull, so I'm working all of the muscle groups. So yeah, I'm going to take you to the gym with me today, and I'm just going to try and film and then do like a voiceover on the videos. 1, because obviously we have music playing in the gym and I don't want to get copyrighted and like have to talk over the music and that kind of thing. But 2, also because I still get really nervous, even though it's my gym, like I own the gym, it's my gym, I still get really nervous taking my camera and filming myself in there. So I'm not going to be like talking to the camera while I'm in there. I'm just going to like set it up and film my exercises, and I will do a voiceover explaining what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. But anyway, I've blabbed so much. I'm a blabber, aren't I? Sorry about that. I don't want this video to be really long. So let's go to the gym and let's do it.
Everything feels so abstract, yeah, it's complicated.
Before I start my warm-up, I always begin with some breathing drills to connect to my core and pelvic floor. I do this in different positions every day, but today I chose hands and knees. I am focusing on big inhales, expanding the rib cage, letting everything relax, and then on the exhale I am gently lifting my pelvic floor and engaging my deep core muscles.
When I'm done, don't think about it right now. Maybe you just wanna be.
Here I am doing some cat-cows, and I'm doing it with my bum sat back on my heels, on my forearms like this, as it gets a little bit more into that thoracic spine, and that is somewhere that I am very tight and very restricted. Still in the same position, I then do some thoracic rotations. Again, this is the area that I'm very stiff in, and tends to get stiff in pregnancy and postpartum, so it does need a lot of attention. And then again, similar again with the thoracic rotation, thread the needle with a big open reach, doing exactly the same thing, but also opening up the chest here as well. 4-point scapular protraction and retraction. Here I'm trying not to let anything else move apart from my scapula. Then I went into this variation of a downward dog with some calf pumps, Then took it into a bit of a groin stretch with some more thoracic rotations, and then took it into a kneeling hip flexor to a layback, so getting into the hip flexors and also stretching those hamstrings as well. If you notice, before I go into that sort of lunge position forward, I do tilt my pelvis and squeeze my glutes, as that allows the hip flexor to relax and stretch a lot more. Here I am doing some adductor rock backs, so keeping that one leg straight as I rock back, trying not to let my pelvis tuck underneath, getting into the groin and the inner thigh as well. I call this shin box. It's just basically internal and external rotation of the hips, trying to keep my feet planted where they are and not let them slide away from me, and my bum cheeks on the floor. I then took it into a deep squat position and did some more hip internal and external rotation just to make sure the hips are really nice and warm, and then some Kong squats, so just holding onto my ankles there, dropping down into a deep squat and then extending the legs to stretch the hamstring. And then finally, just to activate the core, I did some bird dogs, keeping these nice and slow and controlled, exhaling as I extend the arm and leg, and keeping my spine as neutral as possible. Okay, and into the workout. I started with a vertical pushing movement and we did strict overhead press here. I am doing this sat down. I would usually do this stood up with a barbell, but I just felt I needed a little bit more support with my lower back on this day, so I did do this seated with dumbbells. And I'm exhaling as I press the dumbbells overhead and focusing on keeping my rib cage down as I press overhead. Supersetted that with a horizontal pull, so barbell rows, working the back here. I'm using an underhand grip, which will also work more bicep. Exhaling as I row the barbell up, inhaling on the return. Romanian deadlifts, probably one of my favourite exercises ever. So good for the entire posterior chain, but especially for your hamstrings and your glutes. Also really good for your core because it is hip flexion with a neutral spine. I'm focusing on a nice slow negative here, inhaling on the way down, exhaling as I come up. A really good tip for Romanian deadlifts is to imagine that you are buried in sand up to your knees and focus on really pushing your hips back. I supersetted the RDLs with Cossack squats, and these are really good for improving mobility and increasing range of motion in the lower body. They work all of your leg muscles, so quads, glutes, hamstrings, adductors, and even your core again as well. Focusing on inhaling as I sink down into the movement, exhaling as I come up.
Just guessing. It's something in the way you talk. I'll show my hand, let's play it out.
Next, I moved into this single arm banded chest press in a half kneeling position. You can see here that I'm getting into a nice stacked position with my ribs stacked over my pelvis. Glutes are engaged to create a nice solid base. Exhaling as I press that band in front of me, working the chest muscles, inhaling on the return. Lots of sneaky core work here as well, as you are resisting the urge to rotate towards the ankle point. Crossover step up to balance to curtsy lunge. There is a lot going on here, a lot of legs, a lot of core. I am exhaling as I pull myself up onto the box and trying to keep the movement as controlled as possible. I kept these body weights so I could focus on form and really trying to improve my balance here as well, because pregnancy makes me very wobbly. And finally, some bear rows. So you can see here I am just engaging my deep core muscles first before I lift those knees, and then I am rowing the dumbbell up one at a time, trying to make sure my back stays as flat as possible and my hips stay square onto the ground. You can see here I don't want to be doing that, so I am resisting the urge to do that. So this is where your core comes in massively. And this was the little circuit that I finished with. I did this 3 times and that was me done for the day. So if you enjoyed seeing what I got up to in the gym, then please do let me know, and maybe I can do more videos like this in the future. Be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one.